This is You've Already Been Hacked, recorded on
18 January 2026. Welcome back to You've Already Been Hacked. First, an apologies from the professor. This one's getting up a little bit later than we normally do. That's on me. Had a full Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I've been working on a little special project that hopefully we'll have ready to announce here, I would hope within a month, but we'll see. Cowboy, how are you doing, sir?
Fantastic. I got to spend my week teaching CompTIA's Pentest Plus. The downside was getting up at 4 in the morning to get
Oh,
ready to teach is always awesome, but I do love instruction. I do love teaching and spreading, the all the stories that I have and just helping people advance their careers.
I mean,
So, it was a good week.
4 a.m. is never fun for anybody, and those out there that have to get up at 4 a.m. and get it going, I don't care how long you've done it. It's never fun. I don't. Your body clock may be set that way. Mine is still set to wake up about 5:30, just from 20 years of federal service. But yeah, it's just not fun.
Yeah.
I love the weekends to sleep in,
Yeah.
so I feel for you. But I'm glad you had a good time doing it. All right, let's get into
Yeah.
this week in cybersecurity. Let's see what happens. So our top story: Reprompt attack lets Microsoft Copilot leak sensitive data.
Ooh.
Copilot, the all-encompassing vacuum of Microsoft services, and here we go. Microsoft's Copilot, the AI chat built into Office 365, has a new backdoor. Attackers can inject and crafted URL into a Copilot prompt. When a user clicks the link, Copilot sends the request back to the attacker server before it's filtered by Copilot's own safety checks. The exploit, dubbed Reprompt, bypasses the built-in safety-first sandbox, allowing attackers to exfiltrate whatever text the user types or pastes. The attack can be executed from malicious email, an intranet website, a compromised document. In short, any user that interacts with Copilot is now at risk of having their private queries or pasted credentials sent to a rogue server. So, Cowboy, this matters to you, to me, and to anybody else that has Copilot on their computer, which Microsoft is trying to literally make everybody right now. It is rapidly becoming the default AI helper for businesses because it's so ubiquitous and integrated. Microsoft has advertised Copilot as a secure extension of Office, but this flaw shows the system's safety layer is not all airtight. The attack threatens not only individual users, but entire organizations that rely on Copilot for drafting contracts, analyzing data, and writing code. In a world where AI is already a vector for phishing and social engineering, a flaw like this lets the AI itself act as a covert exfiltration channel and is an area that is going to be seriously escalated. What could or should everyone be doing right now because of this? Well, one option is to disable Copilot, or at least restrict it to a sandboxed environment until Microsoft is able to issue a patch. Enable URL filtering in your email and web gateways to block malicious links before they reach the users. Audit your Copilot logs, educate your staff that this is now a real possibility, and monitor Microsoft's update channel for an official fix and apply it immediately once it's available. Well, nothing like another covert channel to have to worry about, one that everybody is using and not everybody fully understands how it works. Cowboy, your
Oh,
thoughts?
I guarantee they don't fully understand how it works. Now, the we'll call it good news is that it was actually affecting Copilot Personal, not Enterprise. I find it interesting of why it would affect one, not the other. But and it was disclosed to Microsoft in August of 2025. However, the most recent January Patch Tuesday did update it with a patch. So, as the professor said, if you haven't run your Microsoft patches, please do so immediately.
What was the date
But
on
yeah,
that?
I
This
mean,
this
anyone who
past
thinks,
Tuesday's date?
yeah,
Oh, excellent. Okay, good. Good, good, good.
yeah. So it, anyone who thinks anything is fully secure is just fooling themselves, right? Like I expect everything to have an issue, so I don't feel surprised. It's inevitable as always. It's just hopefully issues were limited, right? Like maybe not too many um, malicious actors knew about it and could take advantage of it before it was disclosed and patched.
Yeah, maybe, maybe. Although my fear is that this is just going to be um this is a cat and mouse game at this point, right? Like these type of exploits are going to be there. We've heard of stuff inside of another provider that everything was just in clear text for a while, and I think this is mostly because of the run to market, right? Not necessarily, again, minimum viable product, not minimum secure viable product. And I think that's part
Right.
of the problem. Yeah, and I think that's just going to
Yes.
continue to
Yeah.
happen. Okay. In our next story, proof of concept exploit released for critical FortiSIEM vulnerability. This is CVE 2025-64155. Fortinet's FortiSIEM platform, which is a solution widely deployed in mid-size enterprises, has a critical remote code execution flaw. The vulnerability resides in the log aggregation engine, allowing an unauthenticated attacker to send a crafted HTTP request that overwrites a memory buffer, leading to arbitrary code execution on the FortiSIEM host. A proof of concept exploit was published this past week, proving the attack is trivial to implement on a fresh install. Fortinet advisories recommend an immediate patch. However, many organizations still run legacy versions that are unpatched. This matters because SIEMs sit at the heart of security operation centers, and if attacker can compromise the SIEM, they can tamper with the logs, disable alerts, and effectively hide in plain sight. The flaw exposes a large portion of the security infrastructure to compromise, potentially giving attackers a foothold in your network and bypassing existing detection mechanisms. What should everybody be doing about this? Well, if you run an inventory of all your FortiSIEM instances, make sure that they are up to the current patch level. If you haven't run an inventory in a while, now's a great time to do that. Apply Fortinet's 1.0.8 update, which is their latest hotfix. Do this now. Segment your SIEM network so that only privileged management traffic can reach it. Enable logging on all administrative actions and set up a separate alerting channel for SIEM-related events, and run a quick pen test against your SIEM to confirm the vulnerability is no longer exploitable. Just another day in the sock, cowboy.
Just another day. This is what's, for those of you pen testers out there, this is what's known as a command injection vulnerability. I was just teaching about this the other day. How
Ooh.
fabulous. And as of January 14th, there are no known exploits in the wild taking advantage of this. However, as always, once it's out there, research operators expect, even the novice attackers to be able to get after this and start trying it pretty quick. So, um, as always, get in there, do your patches, look for any potential indicators of compromise.
That's right. And again, this like we said, it is a proof of concept. So there's nothing that says in the wild this has happened yet, but the fact that that could be proven that it could happen, that's terrible. And again, it's just one example of something else that could be more prevalent
Yeah.
and we just don't know it. Right.
Yeah,
So
and I mean,
yeah.
getting in the seam, right? That's like infiltrating, the local police force,
Ugh.
right, or the garrison and stuff. That's the worst. Wow. Luckily,
Yeah.
it keeps us employed, right?
Well, it definitely keeps the podcast going.
That's
um
right.
All right. What do we got next? Okay. ThreatsDay bulletin: AI voice cloning exploit, Wi-Fi kill switch, and PLC vulnerabilities. All this past week. This weekly ThreatsDay bulletin highlighted a spectrum of fresh exploits: an AI-driven voice cloning tool that can fabricate convincing audio of corporate leaders, a Wi-Fi kill switch that forces entire wireless networks to disconnect, Several critical PLC, programmable logic controller vulnerabilities that could allow attackers to hijack industrial processes. This bulletin also reported on new ransomware strains targeting healthcare records, data leak vectors in popular social media APIs, and a 0 day in a widely used VPN client. So
Yay, 0 days.
it's just another great week, just another great week, and threat day bulletin is definitely on top of it. That's just 1 week's worth of activity. And the reason I included this story tonight was just to give you an example of like Cowboy and I, we cover what, 4, 5 stories a week. These are 6 more items that we could cover that would take another 30, 40 minutes for us to go through. Um, I'm interested in the voice cloning tool. Obviously, I've admitted on the podcast before that we use one here for certain bits and pieces. We don't use it wholesale, but we do it for some of the more repetitive stuff. Um, it's convincing enough there. I wonder what they're talking about. I wonder which application they're using to do that because there are so many now. That's kind of, it's not even deep faking anymore. You don't have to deep anything. It's just available. Thoughts?
Yeah, the University of Texas at San Antonio um,
Local?
uh, made a comment about this and suggested using a product called Diffusion Bridge or Vocal Bridge, which helps to counter the adversarial noise in their automatic speak recognition software as just one type of way to, you know, defend against those types of attacks for sure.
Yeah.
So, um, and the Wi-Fi kill switch is a high severity flaw in 8.4 in the Broadcom Wi-Fi chipset, which allows unauthenticated attackers within radio range to completely take down that wireless network by sending, get this, a single malicious frame, regardless of the network security level configuration, forcing the routers to be rebooted. So it doesn't kick them off per se, it just forces the router to reboot, and you could have an endless DDoS there, right? Just keep it continually rebooting by sending a single malicious frame. It bypasses WPA2 and 3 protections. That's
Wow.
crazy.
Uh, yeah, wow. Just wow. Um,
Yeah, I mean, we could do a podcast every day with the amount of cyber stories that come
seriously,
out,
I mean, I
right?
don't it's hard
Um,
enough, but like, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
there's just too much
yeah,
in the space that's occurring, and it's happening so rapidly. It's just, thank you for everyone that listens to us that as we do kind of like a weekly digest of some of the stuff that really stood out to us. But there's plenty of information to go around on this. Um, so
yeah.
regardless of what
And we
sector
try to
you work
hit
in.
everybody, right? Like C-suite could listen to us. My grandma could listen to us, right? And everybody in between. That's what we just try to give some highlights of what's going on and say to the common user, or if you're running a stock and didn't know about stuff, right? We try to talk out there. And especially when we see things like the Wi-Fi DDoS capability there, or things targeting PLCs. We don't talk about programmable logic controllers a lot. Those are critical parts that run what we call operational technology, right? Operational technology is anything from like smart factories to water and power industries, right?
Yeah.
And so any the problem with operational technology is it's very antiquated and very outdated,
Yeah.
and the weaknesses are so strong there already, and that's why the government of most countries are trying to get after it, right? Like, hey, we realize the kid next door could probably take down our electric grid,
So here's the
right?
interesting thing on
So
that, and I don't think
yeah,
I don't want to say that they're not antiquated because I agree with you in the statement, but in the same breath, they were never designed to be connected to the internet. And we have
right.
been racing over the past decade. I know that doesn't sound like racing, but to integrate all of these systems into the internet without thinking, oh, wait, that was never designed to deal with the deluge of all that is part of the internet. It was designed to be a self-contained system. So, yeah, I think that's
Yep, air
we're gonna
gap standalone.
yeah, exactly. And while an air gap is not a perfect protection, right, there are definitely, um, sources and methods that are able to deal with things like that. Um, it's a whole hell of a lot less common to have an air gap system compromised unless it's by, a highly sophisticated actor than not.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I mean, when you what I mean, on Monday mortar quarterbacking a little bit here, but what did you expect connecting a system that was designed 30 years before the internet was even invented, uh, and then expect it to be okay? What did you expect to
Yeah.
happen?
I mean, of the 4 CVEs mentioned just in the latest PLC thing, 3 of them are 9.8s,
Yeah, it's just
right? Point 0.2 below the worst 10, the worst number, right? So, yeah, they don't people don't pe it ease of access became more important than security,
exactly,
and that should never be the case, especially
exactly.
with critical infrastructure.
100% agree with you on that. All right, our next story. The Nozami Networks unveils something called Vantage IQ, which is a private AI assistant for OT and IoT security. Well, here we go with the cat and
Hey,
mouse cowboy,
what
right?
a what a great
What a great
segue.
segue,
Who
right?
knew?
Nozomi Networks is a proclaimed leader in industrial cybersecurity and has announced Vantage IQ, a private company trained AI assistant specifically tailored for OT or operational technology and Internet of Things security teams. The assistant can ingest logs, dashboards, and network telemetry and then provide real time insights, anomaly detection, and automated incident response recommendations. Vantage IQ runs on a secure I like on prem, or private cloud environment, ensuring that sensitive OT data never leaves the organization's controlled perimeter. Wow, I like that. That makes me feel that gives me warm fuzzies. I like on prem and staying in house. That's good. Um, this matters because OT environments, have been slow, I think that's being kind, to adopt modern AI-driven analytics because of concerns about data privacy and security. By offering a dedicated private assistant, Nozomi is lowering that barrier for entry for enterprises that need faster threat detection without exposing their operational data to cloud providers. This can potentially allow them to drastically reduce detection latency and improve incident response times in sectors such as energy, manufacturing, and utilities. I'm happy with this one, Cowboy.
Yeah, I mean, I neither one of us, when we say we like some on-prem stuff, we're not advocating for 1995 IT standards, right?
No, no,
Like
no, no,
cloud
no,
makes
no.
sense when it makes sense. But for OT especially, right? I'm going to read you a quote from Andrea Carcano, the co-founder and CPO at Nozomi Networks. She said, "The era of generic one-size-fits-all AI is over. Oh,
Great quote.
I hope that is the route we're going because we're already seeing in our weekly podcasts, right? AI vulnerability this, AI vulnerability that.
No.
So the race is still ongoing because we know that has to be won by the good guys. But also, yeah, I think we've reached a maturity level where we can start getting away from like AI one for everybody, right? And we can start making different AIs to fit the models and assistance required for each of that. And yes, on-prem, in-house, keep the OT, keep the critical infrastructure and critical data protected the way it should be, because as we already harped on in the last article, it's a must to avoid the cyber 9/11.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I hope, like you, that one, I hope you're right. I hope that we are going to more tailored uh AI model usage, and not just slapping a label on it and still using a model that's more generically trained, something that's definitely hyper trained on an industry or on a specific platform. I think that's the right way to go. I think that it will keep models lighter, which is going to make it a whole lot easier and less expensive to run them, which we all are starting to see is going to be a real problem real fast. Um, Anyone that's looked at buying a computer or building a computer or buying anything that involves memory is seeing those price increases already, and it's only going to get worse through the rest of 2026. So buckle up for that because AI is swallowing all of that. Um, yeah, I think that this is good. And Cowboy's right. I'm not saying go back to 1995 and have everything unplugged, but I think that having deliberate thought in where your data goes, and if it makes less sense to send it to the cloud and there's an option for you to do that in a local on-prem sort of way, I think that's the right thing. Some stuff doesn't matter if it goes up into the cloud. It's not, it doesn't reach that threshold of you need to worry about whether or not you need to hold on to it. But a lot of stuff does. And there was this pendulum swing years back that everything went cloud, and now that pendulum, I think, is starting to at least get back towards the to middle, where hybrid is a real option. And maybe we go and swing more on-prem than not. I don't know. That's just a thought, but um, I think that it really just depends on the data. That's my opinion. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Spot on.
spot on.
Spot
Okay.
on.
In our last story, another good one. Cisco's global partner has Cisco global partners with Teledental to protect dental clinics using Simple. Cisco Global, which is a cybersecurity firm that specializes again, another one in AI-powered threat detection, has announced a partnership with Teledental, a leading provider of teledentistry I didn't know you could do teledentistry services.
It,
That's
no.
okay. Okay. Together, they have launched
Yeah.
CyberSimple, a managed security solution powered by Checklight, designed specifically for dental clinics. CyberSimple offers real-time threat monitoring, automated incident response, and compliance reporting for HIPAA and dental industry regulations. The solution leverages AI to detect anomalous activity on patient data systems, network traffic, and device usage, critical in the sector where medical devices are increasingly connected. Um, yeah, this matters because as many in the healthcare, dental clinics, which are usually small, self-owned businesses, not all, but many, are emerging as a
Mm.
target for ransomware, more data breaches, and device-based attacks. The integration of a tailored AI security platform reduces the mean time to detect and the mean time to respond for these businesses and healthcare providers. It also helps them maintain regulatory compliance without dedicating a full-time security team. Okay, so that's kind of that hybridy thing we were just talking about. I think this is good, right? Helping out the smaller business is always a positive thing. That's my opinion, Cowboy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Obviously we don't see any insight into what this AI is, right? So we can take a leap of faith and hope that, like we just said, hopefully this is a more tailored AI capability just toward the dentist industry.
Yeah,
And you said it right. You tend to, when you think HIPAA and you think medical, you think hospitals, you think big, huge, like corporate style things. Whereas, yeah, a lot of dental clinics are just, it's Joe Smith's Dental Care,
yeah.
right? And they have hundreds of clients, and that's just as important and often linked with the broader, healthcare system and network. So this is great to see, and it probably really needed.
Right. My concern again, um, while I'm on the let's use AI to make things better bandwagon. I really am, and I know that
Mhm.
there's some backlash on that, but I'm on pro. Um, I, Again, making sure that the what we like where our lead story was tonight, right? The AI platform itself has to be secure because that can now be another vector of compromise. Um, potentially, right? So if they're doing it right and they're doing it well, and one would hope they are being Cisco, then maybe there's hope. Maybe there's hope. I want hope, Cowboy. I want hope here at the end of the.
Right.
Ugh.
Thinking of Princess Leia at the end of Rogue One, right?
Oh yeah.
What did they send us?
Hope.
Hope. We haven't won, but there's a glimmer.
There's a glimmer. As long as that glimmer stays alive, I think that we can keep moving forward. What else you got for us tonight, Cowboy?
All right. Well, Copilot was meant to help you write better. Turns out it was just helping attackers read everything you typed. Who knew? I'm Cyber Cowboy. Stay frosty, my friends.
And I'm the professor of cyber risk. That's all the news for this week, and we'll talk again soon.
If you like this podcast, share it with your colleagues and friends. Your support is how we are able to continue to make this content. Thank you.